Hello, Collective. Welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back into the channel. So, you guys, this is part 2 of our Shadow Work Tuesday week. So, I am going to now get you your threads spread. Of course, our threads is about addressing things that we need to heal, find closure with, and reminding us of soul lessons that maybe we should have learned and maybe have not grasped quite yet. But I will, of course, give you guys advice, some wisdom. I have been through quite a bit, so I don't mind sharing my experiences if that helps the collective, of course. I will also get you messages from your higher self. I will also get you oracle messages from mystical. I will also get you a life message. And then at the end, I will get you wisdom of your shadow. All right, you guys, let's tap in. Welcome back, all of my current followers and subscribers. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for all your love and support. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I know that the collective is elevating at this time. I know a lot of you are working on healing and your growth, and it is being shown and most importantly felt. So keep going. Welcome all the new followers and subscribers. Welcome to the Fam Bam. I'm so glad that you found the channel. Welcome to the Soul Tribe, you guys. Make sure when you hit that subscription bell that you select all, just so you don't miss any of the other messages that I do post on a daily basis for the collective. All right, you guys, let's see what our spread, what's the most important karma threads we need to address and learn from at this time. See the karmic reflection. Every person you meet reflects something within yourself. Learn from what they mirror back to you. Mm-hmm. Very true, and a great place to start. This, to me, reminds me of when people talk about the twin flame journey. I think that people have sometimes a misperception of what it actually really is and what the goal of it is. When you come across your twin flame or a soulmate, someone that you feel a strong connection to, most of the time those connections are meant to allow you to grow by showing you things about yourself that you can't see. And most of the times those things can be triggering and they cause you to be upset because you don't understand why the other person is acting in that certain way. I've learned recently something about myself in that regard and my purpose. But there are certain people who are empaths who are able to mirror back the actions that others try to hide from themselves, from the world. So understand that your connections with people are reflections of you. The behaviors of others are maybe things that you don't even see in yourself. And that's why they become triggering. So it's very important to, again, pay attention to the relationships, the people that come into your life experiences. It all has a purpose, collective. Understand that nothing is by accident or mistake. Every experience that you've gone through, good or bad, has a purpose. And if you can see it from that perspective, then your experience will feel differently because your perspective will be different. What else? Create your karma. Your actions today shape your tomorrow. Make choices that align with your highest good. I don't think people, I won't say all. I think it's maybe, I don't know, 70-30. I think the majority of people do realize that their actions do have consequences. I think there is a percentage of people who just do things because it's what they feel. They do things based on their id, without consciousness, their primal side, not realizing that there are true consequences to that. Again, some people understand that and they still choose to act in that way, but then are surprised by the consequences. Or you have some people who don't have a conscience. So when they do things to hurt others, they don't feel remorse or pain or loss or grief or shame or guilt. These are true people who walk around on a daily basis, and that they usually hide it very well, that they lack emotion or remorse for others. But understand that every action creates a level of karma, whether that is good or bad. It is up to you and the choices that you choose to make every day in life. It is nobody else's choice but yours. Karma does not care if you were lied to or manipulated or talked into doing something that wasn't great. If you make the choice to choose to do something that is negative, that is harmful, that is coming from a bad space, bad intentions, if you choose to, project negativity, your evil eye onto others, your bad intentions, if you wish bad on others, it is a choice you are making. So the consequences and your karma will basically be a result of that. So be mindful. Release the resentment loop. Resentment isn't power, it's poison. Stop replaying the story. You're free to choose peace. A lot of people become victims of the trauma that they go through, and they create this victim mentality and they use it as a crutch. This is not to disregard the trauma or the pain that anyone has experienced. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I've experienced my own. However, it's a choice in how you choose to allow it to shape who you are. All of these negative things in the background that has happened to you, negative people in your life experience the trauma. You can allow it to make you bitter and have resentment for all of those people, places, and things that hurt you. Or you can stop telling the same story that you've been telling yourself and everyone for years and sometimes decades, and choose peace, choose to move forward, choose growth, choose healing. You can choose whatever you like, but if you choose resentment, if you choose bitterness, understand that it is only poisoning you on the inside. It is not affecting anyone else externally except by the actions that you choose to take because of it that could be harmful to others. But ultimately, you are harming yourself. You are poisoning yourself on a daily basis with those negative thoughts, those negative intentions that you keep telling yourself over and over and over again. Becomes your self-fulfilling prophecy, because a mindset of resentment and bitterness means that you are choosing not to have anything better. You are choosing to believe that no one can be trusted, no one is to be believed. No one has good intentions for you, but that is your choice, and those choices have consequences. Awaken your power. This is the alternative choice. Awaken your power. You are more powerful than you realize. Awaken to your true strength and step into your potential. With this line, I could be talking to a group of Leos, fire signs, but choosing to be courageous, to not be resentful, not have a negative mindset because of the experiences that you've had. Choosing to be powerful, to use those things as strengths instead of making yourself a victim, is a choice. Choosing to step into your potential regardless of the challenges that life has brought to your table and facing them head on is a choice. Not blaming everyone for your place in life is a choice. We all have free will. Heal the attachment wound. Choosing to walk away and knowing your worth and understanding that your worth is not tied to being needed by others. That was an illusion that was created in order to keep you stuck and tied to the people in your life who benefit off of using you for the things that you have to offer, whether that is your energy, whether that is your love, whether that is your money and finances, whether that is your intelligence, whether that is your ability to build things and grow things. Heal the attachment wound. You are valuable. And not because those people told you you are. You are valuable because you are you, because you have gifts. But your worth is not tied to those people needing you around. You are valuable even without anyone in your life. You are valuable to God. You are valuable to yourself. You are definitely valuable to those who appreciate you and truly see you for who you are. So you don't need to be tied to anyone to feel that value. So let go of proving your value and just be yourself. You can say no if you want to. Usually when you say no is when people truly realize that what they took for granted. Heal emotional trauma. Another big one. You survived what hurt you. You survived it. And I know you survived it because you're here listening to me, because you are still thriving in life, because you are still working towards your goals and aspirations, right? You survived what hurt you. Now let that pain become the seed of wisdom, strength, and spiritual growth. You see how this crack in this pot has created a water leak of emotions. But now these emotions have now begun to water the soil that is now allowing you to grow, be stronger, be more grounded with wisdom and strength. Do not create a victim mentality. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't make you powerful. It is a manipulation tactic in order to get people to allow you to act out, to not live up to your highest potential. Everybody is a victim in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't make you special. Not to be mean, but it doesn't. Because by you saying that you are a victim, it disregards everything everyone else has gone through that chose to still heal, that chose to still move forward, that chose not to project onto others the pain that you're feeling. It's a choice. Face the consequences. Your actions ripple beyond the moment. Stand in your truth, accept what follows, and let it guide your growth. Understand that for every action, there is a reaction. There is the butterfly effect, cause and effect. That's why energy is never destroyed. It is only transferred from one place to another. It cannot be destroyed because it creates a ripple. Your actions have consequences. Maturity says that you take accountability and you apologize where needed. You change your behavior as needed. Immaturity says that you never take accountability and you blame everyone else for your actions, no matter the consequences. It is a choice. Confirmation. What karma do you choose? Break self-limiting beliefs. It is a choice. It's never too late because people always care and you are good enough. But you can continue to tell yourself that it's too late, that nobody cares, that you're not good enough. And you can stay under this glass and never truly grow to your full potential. But it is a choice that you would be making for you. You cannot blame anyone else for that. The only limits are the ones you impose. Break free from outdated beliefs and unlock your true potential. A lot of you guys are experiencing growth. I see a lot of growth in a lot of my spreads, even in part 1 of shadow work. There's a lot of potential in the collective right now, collectively, for true growth, to truly sprout in energy, in your spirituality, in your wisdom, in your authenticity, in your power. And maybe this is confirmation that the collective is truly starting to feel and understand that the only thing that's holding them back is yourself. It's a choice. One more. Yeah, like I said, you have a choice to change your fate. You have a blank canvas every single day. You wake up, you can start a new chapter, start a new book. You can look at your life in the way that you want to look at your life, from the perspective you choose, a perspective of a victim, unlucky, not cared for, or from the lens of growth, wisdom, lessons, potential. Starting a new book where you are not people pleasing, where you are taking care of yourself, where you are not projecting negativity onto others because of your own bitterness. It doesn't get you anywhere, and I'm sure that people have seen results of that, especially this year. But it's the choice that you can change every single day. It takes consistency. It takes authenticity. It takes integrity for growth, for healing, to be able to love, to receive love. But like I said, it's a choice. All right, let me get you some messages from your higher self that may be helpful for you. Messages from the higher self. You are never lost, but only forging a path to new worlds. Yeah, you're never lost, collective. We all get to a point where we lose direction, or we don't know exactly what to do next or where to go. It just means it's time for you to transition. Yeah, so be the brave and authentic soul you were always destined to be. Don't be afraid of who you are and who you are destined to be. Don't be afraid of your purpose. Don't be afraid of your voice. Don't be afraid of your creativity. Don't be afraid of your mind, the beautiful mind that you have, the intelligent mind that you have. Don't be afraid of that, or be afraid to express it. You have reached a new level and a new land to be discovered. There is something for you there. Yes, a lot of you are ready to rewrite this chapter, to discover this new land, to discover this new level in life. You are ready. It is your time. And the answers appear when you release the question. Yes, you have to speak up for what you need, what you want. What else? Yeah, and you have a lot of layers of truth to discover about yourself in order to Be this truly brave and authentic soul. Don't be afraid of it though. Be courageous. Truly look at you and the things that you've gone through. Don't let them hold you back. When you bond with someone in spirit, you both become a greater force for good. Beautiful. I love that message. There is more than just the 3D. Your spirit team, your ancestors, your guides, archangels, they are always supporting you. They're always there for you when you are choosing good intention, when you are choosing healing, when you are choosing growth, when you are choosing to come from an authentic heart space. You have support always. And there are people that we all connect to on a soul level. Everything is here. Embrace the spiritual belief that everything already exists in the here and now. Live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have. Live in the present. Everything you need is at your fingertips. That talks about the magician. Everything you need already is in the here and now. You have to have faith and believe as you live in the present, not in the past, because the past holds you back from growth, from moving forward, from evolving, from truly seeing your potential. No debates. You don't need to do anything to be more worthy. Exactly. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You are valuable, regardless of your circumstances. You always have been and always will be. It's not up for debate. It's not up for debate. Spark of life. Don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in your lives and for in your, sorry, don't sink into hopelessness and despair, for in you lives a spark of life that is undefeated and unbeatable. You can overcome everything your destiny depends upon. Again, everything is here that you need to truly grow into that person, that brave and authentic soul that you are meant to be. Life source. When life comes to a standstill, turn inward and focus on joy and excitement. Your inner light keeps everything alive and moving. Yes. Sometimes we don't always know what's next, what to do next. So in those moments, instead of overthinking, becoming overwhelmed, feeling like you're not good enough, focus on joy and excitement. That inner light is what's going to keep everything alive and moving. So as you focus on joy and being grateful and your happiness, the next steps will reveal themselves. Give you a quick life message. Oh, okay. That was quick. Unity. I bring my focus to the present moment and connect with my inner light. The present moment and inner light is very significant to whoever I am connecting to right now. I feel like I'm talking to a group of you who have lived in the past for far too long. It is time to bring yourself back to the present, your mental back to the present. It is time to forgive the past, let go of the past, and be present in this moment and connect with your inner light. Believe that you are good enough, that you are worthy because God said so. And His word is the only one that matters. And if you feel like you have to question that, then you have definitely some shadow work to do, right? In this union, I find peace in my heart and feel my own divinity shine. This connection gives me a solid foundation to live each day with wisdom and stability. You need to become united with yourself again. You need to come back to who you are. You need to bring in that creativity. Talk to your inner child to figure out maybe where you lost your way. Where was your inner child neglected that made you go off path so you can find your way back on path? What's the shadow wisdom needed at this time? What is the shadow wisdom needed at this time? What is the shadow wisdom needed at this time? What is the most important shadow wisdom needed at this time? Balance and connection. It's interesting how unity is here. Wow. I recognize polarity to find my own center. Polarity means opposite. I dance between possibilities and find myself in my own harmonious equilibrium. Water and earth, fire and water. Water and earth, fire and air, rooted and rising, peace and chaos, masculine and feminine, body and spirit, movement and stillness, shadow and light, glowing and dim, dormant and expressed, steady and loose, fixed and fluctuating. Those are all polarities. We live in a world that is quite polarized and dualistic, one where having a fixed answer and landing on one side of a coin is something to celebrate. Extremes are discouraged, but what is encouraged is to land in a decisive place of one or the other. That doesn't work for all people, and balance can feel more like pressure than harmony. Balance isn't necessarily about holding two energies in equal proportion or living in an exact middle point between varying energies. Balance is about finding what feels good, what feels harmonious, and what feels true, which is inherently wildly unique from person to person. We all have different elements that make up the whole. There is no one right way or one solution. That wouldn't be balance, that would be conformity. We can find balance by noticing where we feel out of balance. Polarity can teach us where we feel resonant or dissonant. The key is to create our own balance scale, to discern what is aligned for ourselves, not how others would define balance. Become aware of any areas of imbalance, whether with your time, energy, life, relationships, soul care, work, emotions, expressions, or anything at all. Notice any areas of push or pull where you feel tugged or where you feel in overdrive. Consider why you feel in opposition in any of these areas. Contemplations. If you could live in perfect balance, what would need to shift in your life? Are you allowing external pressures to throw you off balance? What is your heart asking for that you might be avoiding? These are all questions that you should be asking yourself, and being able to answer them will give you a better understanding of where your life is not in balance at this time. Connection. I opened to a deeper sense of connection with myself. I embrace deeper intimacy and trusted connections. Togetherness, amplifying radiance and glow, heart opening with a warm embrace, receiving and giving, mixing, swirling, illuminating, healing, softness, intimacy, support, merging, communication, touch, intimacy, creation. Meaningful connection requires vulnerability, truth, authentic expression, communication, courage, and a willingness to be self aware. If we want to cultivate a healthier balance within our connections, the first place we look is within ourselves. If we are willing to see our own inner barriers, we can begin to navigate around the complex intricacies of connection. When we feel something complex come up in a relationship, a difficult feeling, not feeling met or reciprocated, feeling like we are being inauthentic, what is our go to response? We all have patterns of how we respond in communication and connection. If we wait for others to make the move, speak the unspoken, or fix it, then we may wait eternally because they might also be waiting or they may not be feeling what we are. We must be willing to be the one who speaks what needs to be spoken and what we feel. Let's remember to honor others the way we want to be honored. We are each an essential piece of the whole, worthy of heartfelt connections. Notice any barriers, expectations, assumptions, judgments, and attachments that may keep you from deeper connections. Approach connections with curiosity to learn more. If you want more intimacy or communication, speak it. If you are feeling insecure, challenge yourself to share it. Contemplations. Where do you feel challenged in connection with others? What intimacy are you craving the most in your relationships? How can you deepen connections in platonic relationships? Again, I would love to hear your responses in the comments if you feel like sharing them, but it's not necessary. This is really just information for you to take with you, some food for thought, ways to look at yourself, to see the places in life that are not in balance for you at this time and help you to get in balance. Connections that seem to fall away, fall apart, not work, be inauthentic, and figure out why that is. What is the role that you are playing in those connections that are not working, that seem to always fall apart? And what are the roles of others? All right, collective. That's what I have for you for part 2 of your shadow work on this Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that you gain messages from both part 1 and part 2. Again, I know these are not popular topics or things that people usually like to discuss. However, they are so important to not only you, but to the people around you, the relationships that you have in your life, your growth, your potential, to the collective, the energy. So, to be the unpopular loner is nothing new for me, even to be the popular one. But I'm not here for show, I'm not here for the recognition. I am here to lift up, to encourage the collective, you, my community, people who have gone through things that have never been spoken of, who feel lost in life, who need direction, who maybe don't want to ask for help or don't have time to pick up a book and read it to try to figure out the answers. So I always pray that the messages are useful for you, that they do give you something to think about, because none of us are perfect and we all have work to do. All right, you guys, if the message resonated, please hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me. But until next time, you guys, bye.